From our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Michael Maney begins now.
Bonang Wildlife Sanctuary staff are fearing it will be unable to keep up with animal rescues following a sharp rise in call-outs. And that's despite an expansion of their hospital, but experts say there are more things Tasmanians can do to protect our wildlife.
Bonang Wildlife Sanctuary has been caring for a growing number of animals since the 1980s, but it's struggling to cope amid a dramatic rise in rescues, increasing by around 4,000 over the past 2 years.
It's alarming for us, for the wildlife rehabilitators, for the vets that assist us.
Putting first responders like Emily under more pressure, who work around the clock to keep the 24-hour service going.
It's a very emotional, demanding job as well. It can be very confronting, distressing.
Around 97% of Bonang's rescues are caused by people, many of them preventable.
It's our cars, our cats, our dogs, our rubbish.
The highest number of calls that we receive would be for macropods, so Bennett's wallabies and Tasmanian paddymellons.
And even with a $3 million hospital expansion in the works, planned to set the reserve up for the next 10 years, staff fear it won't be enough if call-outs continue to climb.
That's a facility that probably gets us to 3 or 4 years, and then we'll have to look to expand again.
Despite the concerning figures, Bonang's director is optimistic, saying there are things Tasmanians can do to keep our wildlife safe.
It's individuals saying, right, I'm going to try to plan my drive to be during daylight hours instead of between dusk and dawn whenever I can. Or I'm finally going to decide this year my cat becomes an indoor cat.
Anthony Dodd, 7 Tasmania News.
A handful of Tasmanian streets have transformed into impromptu stages as a popular folk festival opens its songbook for another year. Acts from across the country are in town for the event, which marks a special milestone.
Sounds of the Tamer singing out for more than 3 decades.
It's times like these you learn to love again.
This community choir warming up their vocals for a special closing act, the Tamer Valley Folk Festival's celebrating a whopping 35-year run.
We have a large group of people that come back and perform, and some of our performers are still with us from the start and they're well into their 80s.
From pop-up performances taking the passing public by surprise to a family circus, the very best of music, dance and poetry taking centre stage yet again.
It's a very diverse range of performance that we offer. We have blues, folk, rock.
It's very inclusive, so it's aimed at all ages, young, old, and there's something on for everybody.
The folk festivities still a family draw card 35 years on.
Coming on and off for the past 35 years, break in between, have children. Now they've grown up and got their own children and they come along as well.
A milestone celebration as the next generation embraces the sound of music.
It's been really fun spending time with my family.
I love how everyone comes together to help and to spend time together.
And those who've been around since the start keep singing the festival's praises.
This festival is, it's like a family, so we do invite people back.
Victoria Risto, 7 Tasmania News.
It's an important weekend for local producers with the annual January Festival opening its doors today. Hundreds of revellers getting into the spirit, making a toast to contemporary distilling.
One person's trash is another's treasure. Salvage Drinks Co. rescuing the rotten to create the perfect drop.
A lot of things are wasted that are still yummy, but like marked, pitted, imperfect, but for distillation, for fermenting, for distillation, they're actually better than clean fruit.
Their approach to crafting beverages is deeply rooted in being sustainable and resourceful, taking everything from fruit to byproducts, creating white spirits and batch cocktail mixes.
We really wanted to make drinks that really spoke of where we're from and make drinks that are actually made from Tasmanian product.
It's among a long lineup of Tasmanian distillers showcasing some of the state's top tastes at this year's January Festival.
We have a massive distilling industry down here. We really excel at distilling right around the world.
Sampled 3 or 4 times at everything. We love it.
Really enjoyed tasting all the gins, and I feel like there's been a lot of different flavours this year.
Giving local producers vital exposure, some taking special approaches to their craft, hoping to reflect the Apple Isle's unique qualities.
I don't know anyone else is doing any gins with Kunzia, which is a local plant, so it's a really herbaceous gin.
Others aiming to close any gaps in the market.
Show that there's another way of doing it, and to show that we can do super premium stuff in Tasmania.
For us coming from a beer background, we decided to push probably a more female spirit into a male market with our branding.
Some distillers are going extra lengths to get their name out there, extending beyond branding for bottles and cans and instead honing in on style savvy fits like these ones here. Cheers! Rebecca Gaidaneris, 7 Tasmania News.
Former veteran journalist Peter George has officially launched his campaign running as an independent in the seat of Franklin in the upcoming federal election. George also heads up the Neighbours of Fish Farming group, flagging salmon farming and native forest logging among other issues he plans to focus on.
I'm angry at how easily big business can take whatever it wants from Tasmania, regardless of the damage, while Labor and Liberal politicians act as enforcers of corporate greed.
He's aiming to unseat Fisheries Minister Julie Collins, who has held Franklin for 17 years. A person has suffered burns to their hands after an oven fire erupted and spread to the roof of a house in Hobart's northern suburbs. Several fire crews rushed to the main road property in Montrose this afternoon. The person was treated on the scene by paramedics. Authorities are still investigating the incident. 2 of the Hurricanes' biggest talents have decided to stay on with the Purple Army for a while longer. Captain Nathan Ellis and batsman Ben McDermott extending their contracts for another 3 years.
Easy decision for me, really, to recommit to the Hurricanes. I think, I've been here nearly 10 years now, I think.
The team will play its first home final in 5 years at Ninja Stadium on Tuesday night.
Good evening. Hobart and Burnie saw 21 degrees today. Launceston 26 and 22 recorded at Devonport. Ouse 25, 24 at Strawn. Flinders Island 23, 22 the maximum on King Island and at Smithton. Low Head, St Helens and Friendly Beaches all 21, 20 on Maria Island and 18 at Lyweni. We welcomed sunny skies across the majority of the state with some isolated low cloud about the northeast which lingered this afternoon. Thick cloud is seen over the northern coast of WA associated with a low and trough as thunderstorms moved across the tropics. Tomorrow a deepening low remains stationary to the coast of WA while a high lies just to our southeast. East to northeasterly winds increasing to 30 knots in the northwest, 10 to 30 knots about the west although remaining variable. Southwesterly swells building to 2 metres in the west and south. Now in saying that, we have a strong wind warning for the far northwest coast. Fine and sunny conditions continue in the south tomorrow, 26 the top in Hobart, Richmond 27 and 29 at Ouse. Remaining warm but partly cloudy in Launceston 27, cloudy conditions for Devonport 22 and a little cloudy too in Deloraine with 23 there. Burnie cloudy 21, fine in Strawn 25 and much the same in Curry with 24 degrees. Partly cloudy skies extending to the east coast, 22 at St Helens, Swansea and Whitemark both 24. Forecast now for Monday. Possible light showers about the west but fine elsewhere. Possible showers on the way for the southwest on Tuesday and on Wednesday showers contracting to the north in the afternoon. And here is how the weather is shaping up across the country tomorrow. Another scorcher in Adelaide and Perth, 37. A couple of showers in Sydney, 25. Storms for Darwin and Broome, 32. And mostly sunny in Melbourne with another warm day on the tennis court. And it is fine and sunny across the state right now. Hobart 21, Launceston 24 and 19 in Devonport. And there sure was plenty of vitamin D to go around today, Michael.
Thanks everyone for your viewership tonight and have a lovely Saturday evening. Good night.